That's right. Downtown Greensboro has undergone significant changes with the number of restaurants and local businesses that have closed in recent months. The question is downtown Greensboro still a place that people want to live? So last night, the monks from Walk for Peace arrived here around 6 p.m., completing day 86 of their 120-day walk from Fort Worth, Texas to Washington, D.C. That's right. These two groups are coming together to create a performance that they say breaks down genre barriers. Earlier in court today, the district attorney's office shared that their reasoning behind upgrading the charges to first-degree murder came based off of the autopsy report that they received yesterday. Kitty City is a cat foster home located in Mount Airy, North Carolina. This new settlement agreement presented to tenants on Friday stated that they would not speak negatively about them to the media or sue them. But tenants have been feeling frustrated about the situation long before last week. Burned out electrical wiring, faulty breakers, and HVAC work completed without permits. These are just a few of the conditions that led to the sudden evacuation of the district at West Market apartment building in Greensboro.
Like the people who lost power on their floor for over a week kept reaching out and no one was responding back. They had no other option than to call the city because the apartment wasn't doing anything, you know?
Tenants were forced to leave in mid-December, leaving their belongings behind, left with nowhere to go.
I still have to get the remainder of my things out of my unit. Obviously, with the weather recently, there hasn't really been time to go get stuff.
Many residents like Camille Brown and Justice Stewart just want to get their stuff back and recoup their security deposits and December's rent. But they say the owner of the building has made it too difficult.
So I don't know if I'm going to get that money back. And that was not my December rent and my safety deposit was not a small amount of money that I now no longer have in my bank account.
Former tenants tell me they are frustrated with the lack of communication. And when they were presented with a settlement agreement to recoup some of their cash, there was a stipulation in the contract asking for their silence.
We weren't told that we were just getting our security deposit. Instead, we were presented with what might be considered a legally binding document, in that when we were allowed to read through it, essentially included information like we would not be held liable for damages as long as we agreed to not do the same thing with the landlord or their management company.
It didn't sit right with a lot of people, so they started asking questions.
And then they finally admitted we didn't have to. I'm hearing that's not information that was shared with everyone, and so I dramatically tore my document into shreds, and a couple others did as well.
Tenants are feeling frustrated and don't agree with the way the property manager has handled things.
The college kids and low income families are a group of people that people think that they can just bully. They think they can just like bully and kind of kick to the curb because they don't have the power and money to do sort of things. This is just another thing on my plate that just the plate doesn't have any room to fit anymore.
At this point, some tenants have signed the agreement, others have chosen not to, and some don't even know that there is a settlement agreement at all. But one thing is for sure, all of the tenants are confused about the lack of communication from the district. Ernestine, Daniels, and Noble are a perfect pet and owner match. But their close connection was broken when Noble ran off while Ernestine was visiting her hometown of Mount Airy in July of 2020.
We got out of the car in North Carolina, in Mount Airy. Instead of having him in a cage, my husband had him in his arms. And all of a sudden, someone else drove up behind us in the parkway to say hello, and it frightened Noble. And Noble ran into the woods behind our home place.
So she did what any good pet owner would do. She continued to look for him.
I continued to look, and then every year, 4 years after then, even up until 2020, we were just home in October 2025. I would always go back.
For 5 years, she never gave up on Noble. Finally, in November of 2025, that persistence paid off.
We kept finding cats out on our dock, and whenever we would find one, we would try to trap it, bring it in, and get it, fattened up, vaccinated, socialized, and get adopted out.
This is Sally Adams, a cat lover who uses her own money and local donations to foster cats alongside her husband, Marty. In the basement of their antique store located on North Main Street in Mount Airy, they take care of cats in a foster home they call Kitty City.
We find a cat like Noble out on the dock. It's not real surprising. I thought, well, this is just another cat that we've got to find a home for.
After Noble showed up at Sally's loading dock, she took him in to join the rest of her foster cats. But Adams had a hunch.
We put him on Facebook because we said, okay, somebody's lost their cat. And then I started pushing him to find a home.
Someone quickly recognized Noble in the post and contacted Ernestine.
And she called me and said, please look on this Facebook, Sally's Facebook. And I did, and I said, oh my God, that's Noble.
Sally and Ernestine connected and arranged to meet in South Carolina to reunite Noble with his family.
I got out of the car. Sally had him in her arms. I went up to the window and tapped and said, Noble. And he immediately came toward the window. He recognized my voice.
Ernestine has one message for Sally.
To tell you, and what an amazing person she is, to love animals like that.
As for Sally, she's just glad she could help.
My husband Marty and I, we just have always been raised that we're supposed to help other people, and you're supposed to do something if you can, and you know, it just happened to be cats.
In Mount Airy, Alexa Beck, Fox 8 News. Pigeon racing, yes, you heard that right, is a globally popular sport but has specifically grown over the years in Taiwan. This new bridge will replace the current one that is at the end of its service life and will allow for wider shoulders and better vertical clearance.